This is funny. We're talking about this because Ethan, that's going to be on the next podcast. We had the same conversation pretty much half the way down here
Yeah.
on talking about that, and it came down to like you could pull the tissue test, you can pull all that. At some point, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah.
Of just how pull them levels, and at what point do you need to cut bait? Because if you're pulling them levels, you're thinking, oh, got to get it out there. Got to get it out there.
Right.
I could see it.
I could do that.
See the problem, and I got to get it out there. But I don't know. I also like to look at tissue tests and soil tests and their relationship for like past history.
Oh,
Like,
absolutely. I
that's
did
such
that
a great
yesterday.
relationship to go, okay, soil test, here's what's in the bank, and tissue test, here's what's getting into the plant year after year after year. And you can start to use that relationship each year to plan for next year. It's like for whatever I always have, say, a zinc deficiency in the tissue test every year. Well, I'm having a zinc problem. Maybe your soil test is fine. Well, there's a tie up happening somewhere there.
Sure.
And
So how to get available zinc
for,
going.
right? Because I mean, we could get into the talks on build programs, stuff like that, but it's more there. It's not what I mean. Soil tests and soil fertility is very important, but you're not getting paid for what's in the soil. You're getting paid for what goes into the plant.
It's true fact. It's true
And,
fact. Potassium and zinc are my limiting factors.
Yeah.
So
I mean, it's fun, but that's what the tests are there for, is for you to make that relationship and really start to understand your farm and your practices and what you can do about it in that sense, because logistics come into it in a big time too. Is like, I mean, I've fought tooth and nail on that. When I first met you and Ben, Ben was talking about foyer passes. I'm not making no foyer passes. I'm not. I mean, there's good ways to get
Sure.
that stimulation and go that way. And I'm like,
so what's the next best thing?
Yep.
That's the thing.
What's next?
That doesn't work on my operation.
Fertigation.
How can I?
Fertigation.
Right, fertigation.
That's right. There it is.
Hence the name.
Bam.
And so it's like, okay, I can't physically cover the acres because I am doing post-merge on beans. I can't do this in corn right now.
Yep.
So then what? Then
Yep.
step. And that's learning the scale factor. How much of this we talked about it, man. If we dumped everything in a tank that added 5 bushel an acre, we would be raising 1,000 bushel corn. All the greats would not be great because everyone was a great.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's a matter of what, what's the basics? What are the basics? What's this basic function that I can assist in? Because, dude, you can go, I mean, my son sticks 5 or 6 corn seeds in the garden every year. He doesn't have an in furrow. He does not have an equal 2 1/4 inch planting depth. The cat pees on half of it. And it's, his 2-year-old brother stomps the other half down with his Tonka truck. And guess what? He still gets probably an 80% stand. And we don't do anything to it. And it's not a crazy ear plant, but all summer, he's out there and checking on it. And anyway, I caught him. He was actually throwing stuff at a cat last summer because the cat was like scratching dirt in the garden. And it was
messing up his stand.
Probably why the corn did okay.
Yeah.
But, and so it's these things, where I'm like, man, that thing did pretty good, and it had a pretty tough life, and so I don't know. It's not a don't do anything, but I think it's a very powerful, very useful thing is to become good at observing, because then where you can impact better.
Yep.
Because we all know farmers that are just like, oh, I'm going to do this, and they just do it. And then you ask them why, like detail. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
Well, and they can't give you a good answer. So, man, okay, what if we can? I think profit is found in confidence of a plan. I think there's a lot there. It's like, okay, I know I'm going to start here. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go here. Like, this is the plan. And because then you kind of have a goal in mind, you have a pathway of how to get there.
Expectation over a goal almost. If you're putting the plan together, you're expecting a certain result at the end of it.
Sure.
I mean,
sure.
Right.
And then we as farmers, we need that goal. Like, this is my benchmark goal. I need 100 and whatever bushel corn. I need
Yeah.
50 bushel beans
Yep.
to hit this plan.
There are certain inputs that you can't avoid. There's seed costs. You're going to have some fertilizer costs, especially on corn. You still have the rent. You have to pay the rent at the end of the year, no matter what, whether you raise anything or not. So you have to raise something on that ground just so you're not going under.
Sure.
So you still have to raise something.
You'd be an insurance farmer, but I don't know. That's not much of a legacy.
It's not as fun.
No.
No.
Rather
In good
haul-
conscience,
rather
you
haul
just
grain off.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
seems like you want to try to do good at least. That's just
I
kind
think
of
good farmers do.
yeah.
Now, I mean, a well-rounded farmer knows how to utilize insurance as a risk tool.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
We've all learned that the hard way.
That's the
through
business
some
side of
hard
it.
years. That's the business side. That's the, hey, this crop is tough. This crop is not going to be a good one. How do we know our numbers and implement the insurance side to help us offset this risk factor?
Right.
Yep.
But anyway,
Guys, if you've liked the information that you've seen so far, go ahead and check out the full-length podcast on our YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe there. It's also on all the major podcast platforms. We're constantly dropping info and more content on all the social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc. Check it out for a lot more content.